here as part of the Community Energy Congress that is on right now. There are 600 people from communities across Australia who are gathered to demonstrate communities are ready for action on climate change. We're so ready that we're already out there doing it. These communities are working across the country. They're involved in over 80 groups who are getting renewable energy in our communities, getting support for renewable energy, and demonstrating that there is a mass movement ready for this change. Already, we're seeing communities invest their own money in getting renewable energy up and running all over the country. And they're doing this because they care deeply about climate change. We know that climate change is the #1 motivator for communities getting behind renewable energy projects. And that shows enormous commitment. There's enormous public will. We know poll after poll that renewable energy is incredibly highly supported in the population. All of this bollocks that clean coal is cheaper, that clean coal is even viable, is outrageous. We know right now renewable energy is the cheapest form of new build electricity. It's our future. The transition is going to happen, and the quicker it happens, the better it will be for people, for the planet, and for our economy. And so communities are leading the way where the coalition is failing, but we need them to step up. We need them to step up because only with a bipartisan support and strong policy for both climate change and renewable energy will we make this transition in an orderly, timely manner that will actually bring the most prosperity to our country and our communities. So we call on the coalition to bring in action on climate change and to support renewable energy and to stop this outrageous claims that clean coal is even viable. No such thing exists, and if it did, it would be very, very expensive. So go communities, yay, we're making it happen already. We know how to vote, we know how to put pressure on politicians, and we're mobilising that power in actions like this today, in demonstrations of 600 people at the Coalition for Community Energy, and we're going to call and continue calling on our politicians for strong action on climate change and renewable energy.
Thanks, Jarra. You know what, the Liberal Party, they can't see us today, but I reckon with a good chant, they'll hear us. So, this is one I learned from my mates in the union movement just last week, and you're going to have to repeat after me. I believe that we will win.
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 Excellent, excellent. And another winner, a community champion who I adore. I'd love to welcome up to the microphone Wendy Farmer, community champion in the Richmond Valley.
We don't have a choice to win. We must do it. Our Indigenous friends told us yesterday they don't plan 2 years ahead. They don't plan 5 years ahead. They plan 100 years ahead for their future generations. They know this land. We don't have an option. We have to stop this political game of parties playing against each other, blaming each other, taking the opposite side even if they know that it's wrong on climate change, on anything else that they do. They must stand up for their communities. They are our elected leaders. They must stand up for the people that they represent. People know climate change is happening. The industries know climate change is happening. We've had Australian Energy in the last 2 weeks make big announcements about climate change, that they know the future is renewable energy. Companies are not going to invest into fossil fuels. Why have we got governments today in 2017 standing up, not standing up for our communities, not standing up for the change that we need? We've got to stop the political cycle of making rules to suit them keeping their seats. We have to think of our future generations. We have to think 100 years ahead. What are we leaving? If we continue to use the fossil fuels, we are going to leave deserted areas, often fenced off. Communities have no access to the land that they've dumped from, that they haven't cleaned up, that the lives they've destroyed, the health they've destroyed along the way. We know in Australia over 3,000 people die a year from pollution. How can we change that? We've changed the rules for cars, we've changed the rule for safety on jobs, yet we ignore what the climate is telling us. We must change, we must stand up together, and we need the guys standing up there, possibly looking out the window, wondering what's happening, to stand up with our communities, to stand up for Australia, and we need the change. And when do we need it? Now! Thank you.
Thanks so much, Wendy.